Hi YouTube, Ricky here from Tech Talk. Hope you're doing well. Today it's my final video on the Huawei P10 and I'm going to compare it with my iPhone 7 Plus. So first of all, let's show you around the device and we're going to go through some Geekbench scores. We're going to watch a movie trailer. I'm going to go through the specs and then finally wrapping up what I like about both devices. So first of all, let's go into the comparison. So looking at the front of the displays here, as you can see on both displays, you're going to find a front-facing camera. You also have sensors and both devices come with fingerprint sensors. So my fingerprint sensor on the iPhone is built into the home button, and then you have a dedicated insert here into the P10 which you can register as a fingerprint sensor. So turning around to the left hand side of each device, first of all on the P10 you're going to find the SIM card tray and SD card tray, and you've got some antenna bars running around there. On my iPhone you've got the volume rockers and that vibrate switch as well. Looking at the bottom of both these devices, so with the P10 you have that 3.5 jack which we don't have anymore. You have a microphone, you have a USB-C charging port for syncing and charging, and you also have your speaker grill. On the iPhone you're going to see a speaker, a lightning port and a microphone as well. Turning around to the right hand side on the Huawei P10 you're going to find power and your volume rockers. Also them antenna bars are followed round, and on my iPhone you're going to find the power button and the SIM card tray. Looking at the back of both these devices you're going to see a dual lens system on both phones and also dual flashes. On my iPhone you're also going to find a microphone, and on the P10 you're going to find an IR blaster. Of course there are fingerprint sensors on both, so let's see which one unlocks. P10 is a lot quicker. Let's try it once more. 3, 2, 1. P10 is so quick there at unlocking the device. Security systems are fantastic on both of these. You can choose a PIN or password for both, and also the P10 has a pattern. But it's always great to set up that fingerprint sensor to add more security. So if you compare iOS 11, if you've seen iOS 11, it looks a little bit more like how Android has it, but Huawei have a nice design and style to their applications here, making it a little bit different to stock Android. Otherwise, with its power and performance built in, it's really fast, it's really snappy. So if I slide up from the bottom on the iPhone, you're going to get to see my control center. Sliding down, all the way down, you get to see the same amount of settings in there, but if not more on the Android device. So my home button on the iPhone controls everything, whereas on the Android I have a back button, I have the home button, and then I also have a menu button which opens up applications. On the iPhone we might even be losing the button in the next device. So the next step in our comparison is to check out how well these devices look and sound. So first of all, remember the Huawei P10 has a 5.1 inch display compared to the 5.5 inch display on my iPhone. The iPhone also has a dual speaker system where the P10 only has a speaker down here at the bottom. So I've pulled up Batman Lego Movie, so let's have a listen to both of these. First of all, we'll start off with the Huawei P10.
Computer, how do I put the Joker in Arkham Asylum? Quickest route, no freeways. Computer, do you hear me?
Hello, Master Bruce. I've just taken away your computer privileges.
Gasp.
Sir, it's time for you to stop this unhealthy behavior. You can't spend the rest of your life alone, dressed in black, and staying up all night.
Good night, Alfred.
Sir, it's morning. You need to take responsibility for your life, and it starts by raising your son.
I'm sorry. I literally have no idea what you're talking about.
The young orphan you adopted at the gala.
I thought I was being sarcastic.
Hello, secret camera.
Let's check it out on my iPhone.
Computer, how do I put the Joker in Arkham Asylum? Quickest route, no freeways. Computer, do you hear me?
Hello, Master Bruce. I've just taken away your computer privileges.
Gasp.
Sir, it's time for you to stop this unhealthy behavior. You can't spend the rest of your life alone, dressed in black, and staying up all night.
Good night, Alfred.
Sir, it's morning. You need to take responsibility for your life, and it starts by raising your son.
I'm sorry. I literally have no idea what you're talking about.
The young orphan you adopted at the gala.
I thought I was being sarcastic.
Hello, secret camera.
Wow, so comparing them, sound fantastic and they both look great. Huawei P10 looks like the display is slightly brighter here. If you have a look at the two, the brightness is up on both. Sound wise, I do like the P10. It does seem to have that nice sound. The iPhone of course packs a little bit more punch as it does have them dual speakers, so you've got one here and one here at the bottom. But me personally, the P10's holding up well. It looks fantastic with that brightness up fully. For me, being visually impaired, that means a good thing to myself. I need a bright display. The iPhone's looking good. The bigger screen's better as well, and also you can see the video is in full screen mode here as well, which is a good thing. So let's carry on with our review of these two great devices. Okay, the results are in. So for single core score, the P10 scored 1,864 compared to 3,533. Our multi-core score, this is where a difference is, and it shocked me. First of all, I'll start with the iPhone, scored 5,977 but was beaten by 6,554. That's because the P10 is running an octa-core processor and an extra gig of RAM compared to the iPhone 7 Plus. The next test will be using speedtest.net to compare our networks to see how well the Vodafone network does on the P10 against the 3 network on my iPhone 7 Plus. So I've got the application here, so 3, 2, 1, okay, and then we're going to begin test. So the results are in for this. So on the P10, we scored 16 megabytes down and 9 megabytes up. Compared to my iPhone, we scored 40 megabytes down and 5 megabytes up. In our next part of our comparison video, I want to go through the specs of both of these great devices. So first of all, for the P10, it was released in March of 2017 compared to September of 2016 for the iPhone. Weight-wise, the P10 comes in at 145 grams compared to 188 grams for the iPhone. Thickness wise, the P10 actually wins. And if I just bring these up, so the P10 comes in at 7 millimeters compared to 7.3 on the iPhone. Software on these devices, the P10 is running Android 7.0, which is Nugget. My iPhone is running iOS 10. Moving on to storage options for both of these devices. So the P10 comes in a 32GB model or a 64GB model. The iPhone comes in a 32GB, 128 or 256 configuration, and the choice is yours. But remember, there's no SD card for the iPhone series. For the P10, of course, you can put up to 256 gigabytes of extra storage. So talking about them displays, which I went through when we was watching the trailer. So the P10 is a 5.1 inch display with a resolution of 1080 by 1920. That gives you a pixel density of 432 pixels per inch. The iPhone is a 5.5 inch display with the same resolution, which is 1080 by 1920, but its pixel density is a lot lower. It's 401. Taking a look at the back of these devices, we move on to the cameras. So both of them have a dual camera lens system. So Lacey powers the one on the Huawei P10. So one of the lenses is 20 megapixels and one is 12. It has 4K video recording. The iPhone has a dual 12 megapixel lens and it also has that 4K footage, and they both have powerful flashes on the back here. Their front facing cameras are slightly different. On the P10 it's an 8 megapixel compared to 7 megapixel, and they both run at 1080p. RAM is slightly different as well. On the P10 it's 4 gigabytes compared to 3 gigabytes on the iPhone. Processor wise, it's an octa-core processor versus a quad-core, and there's 4 cores at 2.4 GHz and 4 at 1.8 GHz on the P10, and there's 4 cores of 2.3 GHz. That's why we saw such a difference in that Geekbench result. Moving on to battery, the P10 will last you longer as well, as it has a 3,200 mAh battery compared to a 2,900 mAh battery on the iPhone. So just to wrap up my comparison here, let me know first of all what you think. I was shocked by that score result. So looking at the two devices, the bezels look nicer on the white model, as they look very narrow now, hardly any bezels left, and that screen looks like it's just dropping over, a bit like the Infinity display now that we see on the Samsung Galaxy S8. My iPhone has again the same chunky sides as what the P10 does. Its screen looks fantastic during that movie trailer. The speaker's really good as well, considering there's only one there. You do have that separate 3.5 jack, so you can plug in headphones and listen to music on the go. We can still listen to stuff on the go while charging, whereas on my iPhone you need a dongle. But otherwise, look wise, it's all depends what you prefer. So if you're a fan of Android, yes, you've got multiple different choices to choose from with phones and designs. If you like iOS, you're pretty stuck to the bog standard way Apple does something, but that may all change with the iPhone 8 or the special edition phone that comes out. So thanks always for watching. Please let me know what you think. I'd love to hear your feedback on both of these devices. Please give a double thumbs up, as it is great to have these phones to compare. Thanks always for Vodafone for sending out these great phones. Thanks always for watching. Remember, if you're new to the channel, subscribe for all our latest updates. From me, Ricky, I'll see you soon. Bye for now.